before several years, one song was very popular. One Tamil song, Kolavaridi. Everywhere Kolavaridi was heard, but now nobody listens to it. Why that song became so popular? There may be any number of reasons. To me, that reason is it is vaguely based on one raga, and that is Bhairavi in Hindustani and Sindhu Bhairavi in Carnatic music. Any catchy melody is based on one raga. That unfailingly we can say. So this raga base is so strong, and any rhythm is based on one or the other gati or laya or tada of our tradition. So an Indian musician can sing any tune of any part of the world.
भारत विक्रम संवाद श्रृंखला में मैं डॉक्टर हिना तिवारी आप सभी का स्वागत करती हूँ। आज हमारे बीच ऐसी एक महान कलाकार मौजूद हैं जिन्होंने संस्कृत में कई देशों में भारत का नाम किया है, और सबसे बड़ी बात कि उन्होंने संस्कृत के साथ साथ अन्य भाषाओं में भी कन्नड़ को कन्वर्ट करते हुए संस्कृति और भारतीय विचारधाराओं को मंच दिया है। मैं बात कर रही हूँ पद्म भूषण शतावधानी आर गणेश जी की। नमस्कार सर।
नमस्कार।
आपका बहुत बहुत स्वागत है।
धन्यवाद
सर। हम आपके बारे में जानना चाहते हैं, कैसे आपने अपने इस सफ़र की शुरुआत की?
हाँ, I got introduced to Indian art and Indian culture in general since my childhood. My mother used to sing, and a traditional family, naturally, particularly in South India, will be exposed to these finer aspects like literature, music and such things. And through film songs, through theatre and through temple worship and other things, I got to know more about that. Unfortunately, since my childhood, I was exposed to good music through the surroundings, because in Ramnavami festival or in Janmashtami festival and in Mahashivratri, such festivals, there used to be several music performances that used to go on. That is so. And of late, I learned a bit of Carnatic music also. My music guru is Dr. Nagavalli Nagaraj, a very well-known name in Karnataka. And she is a very gifted singer who can sing in all 3 octaves and sing any raga in a spur of a moment. And under her guidance, for 5 years I learnt music and got to know the rudiments, basics of music. And apart from music, practical music, Sangeet Shastra, that is also an interesting field, because whatever we learn as skill should be supported by some science. And the same thing happened in the case of dance also. Since my childhood, I was interested in dance, and Indian tradition is so beautiful. All are interconnected. No art can be separated and studied. Though my main focus and my main study, मुख्य आसक्ति और अभ्यास साहित्य, भारतीय साहित्य, अभिजात साहित्य, संस्कृत साहित्य, कन्नड़ साहित्य, जो कुछ साहित्य. But our साहित्य is also inseparable with music. हर एक साहित्य में छंद होता है ना, छंदों में नाद है, नाद में संगीत भी है. इस तरह any true poetry is musical in nature. T.S. Eliot calls that as auditory imagination. Even before understanding, we get attracted to the melody, and that is very important. And that is how I got interested in music also.
That's very nice. सर, लेकिन आज का जो समय है, जैसे शास्त्रीय संगीत है, आपने उसे काफ़ी ऊंचाइयों तक पहुंचाया है. निश्चित ही कई लोगों ने उसे उस राग को समझा, सुना, और आज ये है कि जो यूथ है आज का, वो भी उसे एडमायर कर रहा है. तो आपको क्या लगता है कि यूथ और सोशल मीडिया ये सब मिलके इसे और आगे ले जा सकते हैं?
हाँ, certainly. Though our younger generation is interested in some peppy happening things, classical art is the basis of everything. Only a classical artist can rise up to the demands of any occasion. For example, before several years, one song was very popular. One Tamil song, Kolavaridi. Everywhere Kolavaridi was heard, but now nobody listens to it. Why that song became so popular? There may be any number of reasons. To me, that reason is it is based on, vaguely based on one raga, and that is Bhairavi in Hindustani and Sindhu Bhairavi in Carnatic music. Any catchy melody is based on one raga. That unforgettably, unfailingly we can say. So this raga base is so strong, and any rhythm is based on one or the other gati or laya or tala of our tradition. So an Indian musician can sing any tune of any part of the world, but the other thing is not so. No other non-Indian may be able to sing our ragas, but we can take up any tune. Some basic ragas are there, as we have the 10 thoughts and some of the major ragas of Carnatic music. They are so strong. For example, Bilaval raga. The counterpart is Dhir Shankarabharana Mela in Carnatic music, Bilaval thought. It is the major scale of Western music, and Kirvani is the minor scale. Like that, we have some basic scales that can get connected, and if our younger people is made to know about that beauty just by catching hold of Bilaval raga, you can grasp any Western tune, most of the Western songs. This is how we have to educate our boys. Sorry. For that only, with the guidance of my guru, I developed one program called Raga and Raga, going from the popular film songs to classical ragas. Many people have done, but here what we do is taking a raga through film music. For example, most of us, we know one song Janakati Kalaja of Himesh Reshmiya was very popular, and before few years Tu Cheez Badi Hai Mast Mast, and before that Zindagi Usi Ke Hai, Dil Ke Hai Goli Yahan, all are based on Bhim Palasi. So from these popular songs, go to Bhim Palasi, Saga Ma Pa Ni Sa Sa Ni Da Pa Ma Ga Ri Sa. And so if you learn one raga, you'll be learning all songs in that raga in essence. In that way, if we get connected, it will become more interesting. That can always be done. I don't think our arts can never get challenged. Only thing is, we have to present it in an appealing way. That peripheral cosmetic adjustment can always be done. And most of the people, they have some love for music. They can be pulled in easily.
Okay. Do you think healing music is a healing process? It can be better for everyone to heal. If he is very sad, anyone is very sad, then he can
संगीत चिकित्सा इस तरह कहते हैं.
Bhairavi and all, he will get all sorted for this different drugs.
Here sufficient research has not been done. Many quacks have come to the forefront, and that's why, because of lack of proper research, vaguely things are presented, and whatever good which really exists, it has been eclipsed, and so people are doubting about that. We have two types of maladies, two types of roga. One is mano roga and other is kaya roga or sharir roga. In Sanskrit we call sharir roga as vadhi and mano roga as adhi. Sangeet, music, can take many mano rogas and handle them easily, but it is not the case with vyadhi, and that's why sometimes there is a term called as psychosomatic disorders. In the case of psychosomatic disorders, some diseases which manifest because of mental difficulties, mental maladies, such things can be pacified to an extent, and that has to be experimented. But dispatch is true. That is all our experience. It's a great relaxant. When once good music is listened, we become so quiet, so peaceful, and so sober. Pacifying the agitated mind is the greatest treatment that I can say. In that sense, music is bhavarogahari, not just rogahari, bhavarogahari. Chittamindriya senaya nayakastajjaya jayah upanad gudhapadasya charmavrateva sarvabhuho. So says Yoga Vasishta. When once the mind is pacified, when mind is tranquilized, so many other problems will naturally get sorted out. This aspect of Chittopashanti, and Natya Shastra speaks of that. Natya is for Vishranti. Trailokyasya Vishranti Janakam Natyametad Bhavishyati. It is the Vishranti, rest for all the three worlds. So in that sense, it is really a great treatment. But we should not treat that as treatment. It is art. We should always go from the perspective of art. Then naturally these things happen.
Definitely. Nature always helps to develop everything. And what about Vikram Utsav and Anhad?
We all know that this is a great city of science, art, culture, philosophy. Bhagavan Bhartrhari ruled this place. Mahakavi Kalidas Kavikulaguru moved. His footprints are felt even today. When I first, before I think 30 years, before more than 30 years, before 35 years, when first I came to Ujjaini, I never stepped on the soil of Ujjaini. First I touched my head. I made a big circus, touched my head on the sacred ground of Ujjain and then stepped. First uttered Sanskrit in Ujjain and not any other language, because we respect it so much. And Ujjaini was being ruled by Vikramaditya, Chandragupta Vikramaditya, and many great kings. Brahma and Kshatra both rose to great heights. And hence it is so befitting that Vikramotsava is one such thing. And we know from history, Malava Gada, which had Ujjain as capital, and they had their victory over the enemies, and then came Vikram Samvatsara, Vikram Shaka, Malava Vijaya Samvatsara. So since 2000 years that is being highlighted as a great victory, and in that sense Vikramotsava is a very apt thing. And Anahata, that is the rule, that is the basis of Anahada. Anahada is the local term, but the Shastric term is Anahata, because that is the unstruck sound. All other sounds are struck. They are called Vikriti Swaras, while Anahata is Prakriti Swara. Prakriti Swara is our real nature. This is the yogic term. And all our art, it ultimately ends up at that point. And it is said in the Puranas like Vishnu Dharmottara, where the highest Anahata Nada is manifesting as Nada and then Varna, and there it is Swara, Vyanjana. This whole process of evolution is that. And this term is also very apt. And more than anything, keeping a name and then glorifying that name is one thing. It is good. But working towards it is very good thing. And in that sense, I should really appreciate and even respect our Pandit Gundecha ji for taking that initiative. This should not stop here, and even he too is thinking that it should be propagated into other cities, other parts of our country, and then beyond that. We should include South Indian music, that is Carnatic Sangeet, and we should try to envisage one possibility of one Bharatiya Sangeet. How all these different systems of music can evolve into one Bharatiya music. We do have regional preferences. We do have South and North, that is Dakshinatya and Uttaraha, like that. At the same time, so many ragas are one and the same, and so many talas are one and the same. Only the treatment is different. The temperamental differences are not absolute differences. That oneness of our country and culture has to be brought forward, and it should be brought forth. It should be brought to the forefront. And then the Lok Sangeet, as we call, it is wrongly taken as folk. It is Deshi. And Deshi too is no way adverse to Marga, adverse to classical music. Many people say classical is different and folk is different. They are opposed to each other. No, it is not so. So many classical ragas have evolved from folk, and so many classical tunes have been taken up by folk. This in the exchange of thoughts, exchange of ideas have happened since long, that we see everywhere. For example, Abhira means the cowherds. Ahir Bhairav, I have one thing, that Ahir is that. And Abhiri of Carnatic music is again from that root Ahir. Means cowherds used to sing that raga. Gopal, or something like Chenchu Kambhoji, Yerakal Kambhoji of Carnatic music. They are all from the forest dwellers, Adivasi log. We have many such features which go beyond the urbanites, beyond the villagers, and beyond the Adivasis. So that integrating should happen, and we have so many musical instruments. One of the oldest developments of violin can be seen in our Ravan Hastavadya, that is still prevalent. Such way, getting back those instruments and bringing them to mainstream is also one more thing. And also having interrelationship with the other arts. We have so much of music in dance and so much of dance in music. Such things to be equated, and even literature has lost music. We have to bring back music into literature, and many painters and sculptors are not aware of music. If they appreciate music, their painting will become even better painting. The sculpture will become more beautiful. This way of integrating one art with the other and appreciating them, as we have Jugalbandi in music, I have developed Jugalbandi of poetry and music, poetry and painting, music and dance all put together. Such Jugalbandi and Chautabandi should all be developed so that the purview of music should be enhanced, because we have not less than 7,000 languages on earth, but we don't even have 7 distinctly different musical systems. So the scope of music is more. Anahat should take that as their goal and go in that direction. I hope that will happen.
Definitely, I also hope that. What about your thinking that Drupad राग एंड अन्य जो कॉन्सेप्ट्स हैं, अन्य शैलियाँ जो हैं, यदि उन्हें भी साथ में मिलाकर जैसे एक बड़ा एक्सपेरिमेंट किया गया जी?
Because one great music composer of Carnatic tradition, whose 250th birthday is being celebrated now the whole of this year, Muthuswami Dikshita of Tamil Nadu, whose roots are in Karnataka, who was in Tamil Nadu and who came to Varanasi, and in that process he learned Drupad music also, it seems. He has composed several songs which closely follow the style of Drupad. Neerajakshi Kamakshi, Rangapur Vihara, one in Malcolms, another in Malcolms means Hindol in Carnatic music, and Brindavan Sarang. These way of inspirations are available, so such has to be explored. How Drupad style can be incorporated in Carnatic music. The Pallavi rendition of Carnatic music closely follows Drupad style. How it can be made even more appealing, because Drupad is more deeper and more engrossing and more meditative. Though it has rhythm, it is not pronounced. It is subdued by the Shuddha Nada. How Carnatic Pallavi singing can get inspiration from that, and how that much of variety that is in Pallavi that can be taken by Drupad, such way of exchange can also be thought of. And in Drupad we have Shuddha Hindi compositions and Sanskrit compositions. Those compositions and such prabandhas can also be widened. The scope of them can also be widened. There are many possibilities. Only thing is, interested people of learning and practice, they should come together, and the time has come for that, I think.
Definitely. When we are interested in anything, we can do anything for that. That like you are doing many things with music and many experiments. And this type of program like Anhad and Vikram Utsav, it gives platform to artists. It should be held everywhere, everyone. Do you think so?
Yes. Particularly the performing artists of various levels, they should actively come and participate. And even people from other art forms, they should also come, watch this, learn that, and try to share their ideas with it. For example, Ragamala is one such. Music is for ears, Ragamala is for eyes. How these two sense organs are integrated, that way artists can get newer ideas. Of course, what they are painting now, Ragamala paintings, if they are doing in the recent years, I don't know how much of that work is being done. For example, one artist from Karnataka by name Minijigi, he used to paint the ragas, but he used to follow the tradition of the ragamalas. But why not something new? Because not all ragas being represented in the ragamala paintings, only few ragas are represented. Why not many more other ragas? Such ragas should be taken, and then how they can be developed? What is the lakshana? We have to meditate upon the raga. We have to subject ourselves to elaborate alaps of those ragas, not just the vocal, even the instrumental on the Rudraveena or on the bean or Surbahar or such instruments, and also on Sarangi, such bowed instruments, plucked instruments like that, and then the counterparts of them in Carnatic music, how they are. In that way, thinking widely and deeply about that, with the help of the musicians, with the help of the sculptors and painters, such new ragamalas can also be generated, produced. We have one work by name Shri Tattva Nidhi. I think my friend Arjun will do better justice to that work, because he is translating one important part of that into English and critically editing that. There in one section called Brahmanidhi, we have so many ragas, not only ragas, even swaras, talas, they are all picturized. And that is in one particular style called as Mysore style of painting. Why not that being brought into the Pahadi style or Tangra style or the Rajputani style, like that, and vice versa? This way, Anahat can take up this responsibility of widening the scope of Indian art itself. And one most important thing is, we should again reiterate our roots in rasa, because Sangeet rasa has been completely ignored. Natya rasa to an extent is being treated, but Sangeet rasa is completely ignored. People like the person who was Vice Chancellor of BHU, who translated Sangeet Ratnakara also, Dr. Premlata Sharma, she had given a hint for this Sangeet Rasa. I have developed that. This way, Sangeet Rasa can be taken as a great assignment. And for all that, we have the Bharata's one unified Rasa theory. This is how all arts can be brought under one umbrella of Rasa. Again, our aesthetic tradition, which was so beautifully expounded by Anandavardhana and Abhinav Gupta before 1000 years, they have to be realized. So finding our roots is not going to the past and having some regression. It is for progress that can all be done. So much is there. A world itself is there to work upon.
That's great. Thank you so much, sir. Listening you, sitting in front of you, it's my pleasure. Thank you so much, sir.